Good day, everybody. How's it going? I'm the Tmeister, and welcome back to the city of Arghamel. This episode, guys, will be completely featured on industries, more specifically on oil. So, as you may have guessed already, what I'd like to do is start exploring our oil industries that we now have unlocked. Actually, I think we have unlocked every type of industry, but if we check our resources panel, it turns out we have a large quantity of oil in this section here, so I'd like to jump into that. We do have some ore over here as well, quite a bit actually. I eventually would like to tap into that, but for now I'd just like to get into oil. We do have quite a bit of industrial demand, so I'd like to take advantage of that. And I just thought, why not oil for the time being? And eventually, once we tap into this oil, the ground oil will eventually dry up, and at that point we can replace this entire thing with something else. But before I jump into that, guys, I'd just like to say thank you guys for suggesting to use Move It to move this train line over here. So if you watched the last episode, you'll know the little kerfuffle that I had when trying to draw my rail line across this bridge. I got hung up on this little corner over here that we unfortunately don't own at the moment. And some of you suggested using Move It to drag a segment straight across it. That never even crossed my mind. So thanks for that, guys. But because we're not going to be using that rail line for quite some time, I think I'm just going to pass on that for now. Originally, what this episode was supposed to be, I was going to try to rush to 19,000 people because I thought at that stage I could buy another tile and then we could just continue the train project. But it turns out that we don't unlock another tile, unfortunately, at 19,000. We need 30,000 people until we get the next tile. So literally double the population that we have right now. So we're not going to be getting to that kind of population for quite some time. But no big deal, guys. We have lots of work to do before then anyways. So let's jump right into our oil industry. Now, I'd like to make this as efficient as possible. Some of you have pointed out how inefficient this entire industrial zone is, and I do realize that. At the time when building this, I just kind of wanted to get my industrial demand under control, and I didn't really put any thought into the whole thing. But yeah, we'll have to do something about that at some point during the construction of the city. So for our oil, how should I do this? Well, first of all, let's get our zonage down. So we'll create a industrial area. And I guess we'll just create like a general shape of the oil area that we have over here. There. And first, we're going to need our main building. So that, I suppose we could place it down on the main highway here, on the main road. But actually, no, maybe not. That's just going to create too much traffic. I'm going to place it down here, and let's maybe modify some of our road layouts here. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Use road anarchy to be able to place a one-way going this way. And then we'll have this one-way circling back onto the road. So it has direct access to the highway, which is really good. And yeah. For this oil, I guess we could just use dirt roads just to, I don't know. I find it's more realistic using dirt roads. Like, who would want to pave nice roads going into an oil refinery area? There, and we'll have some oil extractors over here. And I'm going to leave quite a bit of room still for some other industrial or some other oil buildings over here. So what do we have next? Okay, so let's just place down some small pumps. I'm not really sure how close together they should be, but let's just maybe have a few like this. And yeah, we should get them some water. And yeah, they do have power, which is good. So now that we're gonna start extracting a little bit of oil from the ground, let's place down a oil sludge pyrolysis plant. Now this is pretty tiny, so we can fit it almost anywhere. Let's have it right here. I think this is a pretty good spot for it. So once we get quite far along, and we unlock the oil refinery, I think this is it. Yep, the petroleum refinery. What do we need for this anyway? Okay, we just need a level 4 industrial area. So for that, I'm not sure if I'm going to place down the refinery in this section once we have it unlocked. What I'd like to do is maybe place it down on the other side of our river here. Maybe like in this type of area. Just because this is going to be like a massive industrial area. There's going to be factories and all sorts of interesting things. So I think an oil refinery would be pretty cool there. And also, along with the refinery, I usually like to place down all of these extra buildings that come like with the oil industry. It just makes their whole refinery look bigger and more massive and just better altogether. So we'll eventually do that, and by then, I mean, this whole oil deposit will probably be long dried up. So yeah, we'll get there eventually. How many pumps should I place down? Let's place down a few more. And a little bit once we start leveling up our oil area, then we can start unlocking some bigger pumps, such as drilling rigs. We have the small and the large version, and we can also get the large oil pump eventually. So yeah, let's just wait until we start extracting a decent amount of oil. And not only that, I mean, this whole thing is going to generate us some more money as well. So right now we're making like almost $12,000 per week. So add a really efficient oil extraction area, and I think we can easily boost this to like maybe 20K per week. That'd be pretty cool, because then we can start to get in some really big projects and not constantly having to worry about money. So that would be pretty fun. I'm going to expand our oil area a little bit just because I don't want to place down buildings that kind of take up space for no reason. So for example, see, this is all like oil sands. I mean, this is all like production sands that we can extract oil from. I guess like I didn't really follow my own advice here because I placed my main building right on extractable land. So like this land here is kind of wasted because this building is on it. Like we can't extract the oil that's here now. I guess I could move this building eventually, but for now it's okay there. But if I'm gonna place down some crude oil tanks for any excess oil that we accumulate, I'm gonna place it down over here where there is no oil sands. So this is not going to be wasting any of our land over here. I probably went a little bit overkill. I doubt we're going to be storing that much oil, especially with this being such a small oil area. I'm not going to worry too much about it. And we don't have power here, so let's get some power. And I just noticed as well, when I was plopping down some pipes, Our sewage treatment is getting a little low, so we should probably take care of that. I forget now how this whole works. Pumping service. Okay, no, that's related to floods. Now what's this? Eco Inland Water Treatment Plant. Drainage capacity 60,000 cubic meters per week compared to an eco water outlet. Advanced Inland Water Treatment Plant. Advanced alternative for inland water treatment plant which extends the water service to include cities built far away from any open water sources. So that drains the water back into the ground, and the plant's surroundings will be affected by ground pollution. So here we have the eco version of that, but it yields less than half of what this one can do. So I guess we could place 2 of these down. They're only 4,000 a pop. So that's not too bad. I guess because these produce a slight amount of ground pollution, why don't we just place it in our industrial zone? But where should we place it? I mean, I feel like our industrial zone is not efficient whatsoever. I don't want to place it down on the main road. I mean, there's already enough traffic going through here. I guess I could maybe demolish some buildings. Here, let's maybe place a couple down over here. I don't mind demolishing a couple of buildings too because we are going to be, like, because we have this oil refinery area, I think it's going to reduce our industrial demand quite a bit. It's going to create jobs. It's going to boost our weekly income by quite a bit, I'm assuming. So, I mean, if we have to sacrifice a few inefficient, old, dirty industrial buildings, I'm all for that. Okay, so what's our oil production looking like? I might have to... See, it looks like we're not processing enough oil. I might need to place down, like, a few more pumps here. I think I know what's happening here. The trucks are defaulting to fill up these tanks here. So both of them are about half full. I'm assuming once these are almost at capacity, then the trucks will start to offload oil from these tanks and bring them over to our processing plant. And actually, I think that's what's happening right now, yeah. Interesting. So yeah, we are creating petroleum now. So let's quickly check our industry info panel. So we are producing petroleum, but we're not producing any plastic, and I don't believe we can for the time being. Okay, yep, we just unlocked a whole bunch of new buildings, actually, and we can produce plastics now using our petrochemical plant. So maybe I'll place this guy. See, these buildings as well, these don't actually extract oil from the ground, so I'd rather not place them on oil sands. So maybe I should just expand everything going this way. And then I suppose I'll just place it down right here. And my administrative building, I feel like I should move it. How much is it to relocate? Oh, it's only 6,000. Let's do that because, well, I don't know. I kind of like it there. I don't know, it might be okay there because as we place down some extractor buildings around our main building, they might siphon all the oil from the ground, like under this building maybe. But if that's not the case, once all of this ground has been completely dried up, maybe then we can move the administrative building over here. We'll see, but holy crap, guys. Huge bottleneck going on here. I should probably make this somewhat more efficient, but you know what? Once these are full... Yeah, these are almost full. No, you know what? Okay. I'm going to take the time to make this properly. Yeah, so let's have this going this way. But here, let me pause for a second because I'm going to screw everything up here. So let's make this going down this way. And I'm not sure what I did here with the power lines, but let's just get rid of that for now. Let's get rid of this segment. And then let's have this road go around our production facilities. I should probably leave enough room for any other buildings that we're going to place down here eventually. Now let's have this go down here, connect to over here. And there we go. So now we have a nice cycle going through this entire thing. And let's actually make this into a one-way as well. There, just like that. Now that's by far going to be much more efficient than what we had here before. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So let's get some plastics going here. And on top of that, let's do... We have some small oil drilling rigs. Let's start to place down some of these guys as well. Oh my god, yeah, look how fast that dried up. All this oil that was here. Holy crap. That's actually kind of alarming. I mean, are we already going to run out of oil pretty soon? There is quite a bit of oil under all of these buildings. I'm probably going to repurpose this whole area eventually. And look at that, guys. I bet, see, look at this extra weekly income that we're creating. Like, I only have a small oil extraction facility, nothing fancy about this. And look at that, we've added like $5,000 onto our weekly income. This is crazy. I bet by the end of this episode, guys, we'll be rolling in the dough. Like, we'll have like $500,000 in the bank. What I'd like to do, I don't have it unlocked yet, but I was thinking of maybe building a university in this corner over here. We do have the liberal arts college, but I don't really think it would fit nicely into this city because it's more of like a European theme. But maybe it would do, I don't know, we'll see. But what would definitely look good, and I'm actually kind of excited for that, is the university campus, which I'd like to build in this square here, just beside this lake. That would look awesome. But yeah, that's all things that are coming in the future. So let's see what else we can do here. Look at all the interesting stuff that we've unlocked. Of course, let's place down some barracks. Oh yeah, look at that. We've already siphoned all of this area dry. I guess we could already repurpose this whole area. So I'm gonna delete all of these pumps. Wow, I'm actually astounded, guys, how quickly this area has been dried up. Like, if we check our resource panel, look at that, nothing here anymore. Wow, that's kind of alarming. I don't think this area is gonna last very long. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second because I'm screwing everything up here. Yeah, so let's delete this. And what did I say? I needed some barracks. So let's place down a barracks building here. Now we have some large oil pumps as well. Now we're getting into the real big stuff. But why would you even need a large oil pump if a small one just completely sucks the earth dry that quickly? Anyways, and I guess we could move our main building as well, but no, it's good there for now. So other than that, we have a crude oil storage cavern. Maybe, yeah, let's have one of these because we can store all of our crude oil that we've processed. So let's place that guy down here. Oil industry storage. Now this is just general storage, I believe, so let's place that down there. And this looks kind of cool, right by the highway as well, having this big production here. It's kind of neat. It'll make for some good driving videos once we start making them for the city. And although, like, I know this city's vanilla, guys, and it doesn't look nearly as aesthetically pleasing compared to other cities that I've built, but it makes for some really nice driving videos. Anyways, I mean, vanilla looks still pretty decent, I'd say, guys. And not only that, I mean, this city has been growing at a much faster rate than any other city I've ever built. So in no time, guys, we'll have this whole thing built, and then we'll make some awesome driving videos throughout town. But yeah, guys, things are going really good. We've added a ton of money into our weekly income. Everything is going nicely so far. I guess I will repurpose some of this land with some large oil pumps kind of in between the buildings here. I don't want to get rid of everything, but at least we can siphon some oil under here without causing too much of a disturbance. So we already have a level 3 oil area, and I think we need level 4 to unlock everything else. So let's just take a glance at our industrial area. How are we doing? We're actually like halfway to a level 4 already. Workers until next level. Cool. Are we gonna need some more barracks? I don't think so. There's not like a set amount of people that can stay in one barracks. It's kind of just like a general efficiency boost to the whole area. Okay, so I skipped ahead here, guys, just a little bit. The reason for that is well, I'm kind of waiting for my industrial area to reach level 4, which it is almost. But you didn't miss too much. Essentially what I did is I just added some more pumps over here. I've added another oil sludge pyrolysis plant to increase the rate of which I process oil. This area has completely dried up, so might as well get rid of these pumps. It'll leave some more room for different buildings that we're going to unlock pretty soon. All of these oil drilling rigs seem to be going strong still. But yeah, we're getting there. Almost level 4. Just about 1,000 units of oil need to be produced. So after that, we'll get into... well, basically, we unlock the large version of the extractor buildings, but also we get the... Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. We get the offshore drilling rig. But that's not going to be for quite a while because the water's way over here. Man, the city is all filled with little oil deposits all over the place, so we're going to have to extract all of that at some point. But what I'm kind of excited about is the naphtha cracker, because then we can produce a large amount of petroleum with this. But to be completely honest, guys, I don't even think any of these are necessary because we've already pretty much siphoned everything out of this area. Like, this is not going to last very long. I'm assuming that these oil rigs are going to dry up pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised at how short-term this whole thing is. Like, look at that. Let's just check our resource panel again. I mean, everything's pretty much done at this point. Nothing left. Holy crap. I'm kind of concerned now, guys, because if we have the big oil refinery in town at some point, how are we going to keep feeding it if, you know, we're kind of limited on oil? Like, this was a decent sized deposit that we had here, and there's nothing left at all. I mean, we have a decent sized one over here, and maybe over here too, but those are not going to last forever. Those are probably like the biggest ones we have in the area. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just might have to extract some, or import some oil from elsewhere to be able to process it. I don't even know if that's a possibility, but I'll have to check into that. Yeah, so if you notice, we did take quite a hit in our bank. We are pretty much back to where we were. The reason for that is all of these pumps here cost quite a bit, but that's okay because look at all the money we're making now on a weekly basis, which is really nice. This is probably going to taper off once we run out of oil, I'm assuming, so I guess we'll just take advantage of it for the time being. I'd like to get to $500,000 because that's going to enable us to jump into some really interesting projects, such as, you know, the university, like I was talking about, maybe an airport, something like that. I don't know. We'll just be rolling in the dough, guys, to the point where we can just build whatever we want. But yeah, are we level 4 now? Let's take a look. Oh, we're just there, about 100 units to go. But, I mean, even with that, guys, I think I'm just gonna hold off on building anything else. Because, I mean, we just don't have any more oil left. There's gonna be nothing to process. I mean, even with, like, the smallest processing buildings that we have, I mean, it didn't take long at all to siphon all of this oil. So, I guess I'm just gonna leave it as it is, honestly. But yeah, I'm actually really surprised, guys, that this area has lasted 1 episode. I thought it was going to be here for longer than that. But that's no big deal, guys, because it's generated us quite a bit of income. It did cost a lot, and I think I may have gone a little overboard, honestly, with all of these pumps. I could have probably, like, not placed down half of what's here, and it would have cost a lot less money. How much is, like, a bigger pump anyway? 16,000. Yeah. I might have gone a little overkill on this one. But not a huge deal. I mean, look at that. We're practically at $500,000. So I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. This was kind of short-lived, but whatever, that's okay. We'll explore the oil industry at a later time. There's also ore industry, and also farming. We'll have to get into that at some point as well, and I don't think that is a finite resource. I think you can just place down some farms and stuff on like fertile land, and it just remains there forever, produces some goods. But yeah, guys, with all that being said and done, give this video a good thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for many more videos like these coming out. And also, check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support the channel further. So that is all for today, and until the next episode, take care, guys.